Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this topic and I come across it a lot. Please don't tell yourself that you cannot get well. Please, begging you. Because the brain is listening. And since the brain's what's creating the pain, you don't want to be telling it that. So, relax a minute. Last day of the workshop today. Shooting this on a Saturday. I fly home tomorrow. Hope everybody's doing well. So, this topic comes up a lot. I see in the comments on Facebook, on YouTube, people in the coaching calls, the group coaching I do, private messaging. And I run into people a lot who are very convinced that they cannot get well. Either they're not on the TMS mind-body perceived danger train yet. They still think they've got a physical broken body. Or they've known about what Sarno called TMS and what I call perceived danger, pain, or symptoms. But then they conclude, I'm too anxious, I'm too nervous, I'm too scared of the symptoms. I don't have a family that supports me in this work. They don't believe it. They keep telling me to go to doctors. My doctor told me that I'd have pain forever. And probably thousands of different reasons that people have heard or have created in their own thinking why they don't think they can get better. And I'm here to tell you, it's not an effective strategy. This is a mind game. The brain is creating the pain based on the perception of danger, not an actual threat, but the perception of danger. And so, that being the case, why would you utilize your mind consciously in telling yourself this isn't going to work for X, Y, and Z reasons? I believe everybody can get better. I've seen people go from the pit of despair, not wanting to be on this planet, to getting back to life completely. From bed rest to living large, doing whatever they want. And if they can do that, you can too. I don't believe anybody is beyond hope. I don't believe anybody is beyond recovery. This is pretty formulaic. Right? The perception of danger is what creates the symptoms. Safety is what teaches the brain to turn them off. It's not that complicated of a process. I believe chronic symptoms, chronic pain, are false alarms. The brain perceives danger, and then the fear and the attention we give to the symptoms actually is what causes the symptoms to become learned or chronic or persistent. And as long as we are telling ourselves things like, I won't be able to get better because X, Y, and Z, the brain, which is what we have to convince that we're okay, is going to be listening. So saying, I won't be able to get better, I'm too this, I'm too that, is instructing the brain not to turn off the symptoms. It's keeping the brain perceiving danger. So I'm not blaming anybody here and saying it's your fault if you're not getting better. Not at all. But if you find yourself engaging in ruminating on the reasons why you can't get better, well, it hasn't worked yet, so I don't think it's going to work ever. No, it hasn't worked yet because the brain hasn't been convinced yet that you're actually safe and that the threat or the danger is perceived and not real. So if you're struggling and you haven't gotten better yet, take a good hard look at the internal dialogue you've got around yourself, around these concepts. And are you thinking, acting, and behaving as if it's just a matter of time, it's just a matter of consistency, patience, confidence? I know it sounds a little bit weird that, you can teach your brain to turn off the pain, but I see it every day. I get comments all the time, YouTube, Facebook, private messages. I've got 50 success stories. Go to painfreeyousuccess.com and you'll see the whole listing of success stories. This stuff works predictably when you follow the proven process of we're teaching the brain. We're not healing anything. We're teaching the brain that there's no reason for the symptoms. And if you view pain as the smoke detector in your kitchen and it starts beeping because you're cooking on the stove, when you realize, okay, there is no fire, then you can look up the smoke detector and say, I don't need to be afraid, because I know there's no fire. So there are processes where you can determine, do the assessments. There's a pain test and an FIT assessment put together by Dr. Schubner and his associates. Both of those are on my Getting Started page on my website, painfreeyou.com/start. If you're uncertain what's causing your symptoms, go check it out. And once you do, you'll realize, oh, the smoke detector's going off, but I've already checked by doing the assessments that there's no fire, because symptoms behave differently if the brain is creating them compared to a real physical structural problem. But here's the thing. The body heals. So pain that usually lasts anything longer than 6 to 8 to 10 weeks, which is normal healing for any bodily injury, is usually a mistake made by the brain perceiving danger. And the more frightened we get about the symptoms, and the more we tell ourselves, I don't think I'm going to get better, the more the brain perceives danger and may keep it going. So, not terribly complex. Is it difficult to teach the brain that you're safe? Absolutely. I'll give you that one. But it's absolutely possible. I know you can do it. Plenty of people have done it. And you can do it too. So notice your internal dialogue. If you keep on telling yourself all the reasons why you don't think you're going to get well and end your symptoms, don't be surprised when the brain listens to you. You know, there's a common recommendation in the group coaching, which is flip the script. Change the story. Because if you're watching a movie in your head of you never getting better, and we have to use the subconscious brain to teach it that there is no danger, it's not an effective strategy to continue to replay something that says, I can't get better for this, and that reason. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to wrap this one up. Running out of voice here. Catching a little cold down here in Florida. 5,000 people in the room. Guess it was bound to happen. So, love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm back home tomorrow. Take care.